See 37 new colleagues of mine starting their police careers fills your bucket with pride, and it's really important for us as an organisation to move forward now. We've got a lot of work to do, but actually as the Commissioner I want my whole team of 15,000 people to focus on moving forward and being the best we can for our country.
How important is trust in the police force, between the public and the police force, and can New Zealanders trust in the New Zealand police right now?
Trust is critically important for us to be able to do our job. We need New Zealanders to have faith in their police, and they can. They can. I mean, the events of this week are appalling. I've been very clear with my thoughts on it: lack of leadership, lack of integrity. But actually, let's not forget 15,000 men and women do a great job day and night. They'll continue to do that. My focus is on supporting the front line, backing our frontline police. They've got a tough job to do. We've got to move forward. We've actually got to just crack on and do the right thing for our country.
What do you say to the frontline police officers who are really upset that they don't feel like the top police force have that?
Yeah. Look, it's not just the frontline police that are absolutely gutted, and as I said earlier in the week, this whole experience has been a kick in the guts for members of New Zealand Police, whether you're on the front line or we're your civilian colleagues. It's appalling behaviour, but I really do want my organisation to move forward and do their absolute best. We've got so much to be proud of. We do great things in policing for New Zealanders. I don't want any of that to change, but we've got to move forward.
IPCA report reads like fast-tracked to the goal. Do you think there's a possibility of something?
Well, I think the report speaks for itself, without doubt. And as I have previously said, the behaviours of some of the most senior officers in New Zealand Police, now former, was one of groupthink, self-interest, and they put aside the needs of a woman reaching out who wanted to tell the police something. And that was not important to the senior leadership. That's the way it appears. That must never happen again. So we've got a lot of work to do to put things in place. The recommendations I've all accepted. I welcome an Inspector General of Police. My job as Commissioner of Police is to steer our organisation with a new leadership team, and I'm really looking forward to them being announced, hopefully before Christmas, and then we can move forward and lead New Zealand Police and lead 15,000 good people.
For the graduates here today who are entering the police force, what is your message for them after witnessing all that has happened in the past week?
Don't let that distract you from the awesome job that you have ahead of you, the career that even after 30 years, I'm as enthusiastic now as I was 30 years ago when I started. We have so much to be proud of in policing. I love this job, I love this country, and they have started their own careers, and opportunities ahead of them as police officers are endless, and so much to be proud of.
And John Key was saying that he thinks you're the right man to restore trust. Would you agree with that?
Oh, well, yes, I would agree with that. We've got a lot of work to do, and I'm incredibly proud to be the Commissioner of Police. I work incredibly hard. I've said always from day one, my focus is the front line. It's our front line that are New Zealand Police. That's their reputation. My job as the Commissioner, and with my new leadership team and other leaders across the country, is to support the front line. It's to back them, and we will do our absolute best. We'll work very, very hard for them, and we'll deliver results for New Zealanders.
So can you comment on, if Jevon McSkimming, will he get police super?
Well, that's not a matter for me, and quite frankly, I don't really care, because I want to move on, focus on going forward, and put that individual and the things that he got up to behind us. And I want to make sure that my job as the Commissioner is to put recommendations in place swiftly. But what happens with that individual and his super, not a matter for me.
Do you think he should get that super?
Oh, it's not even, to be honest, it's not something I even put energy into thinking about. I put my energy into my good colleagues across the country.
Separate to this week, there's been some concerns raised in the last 24 hours from victim support advocates who are worried that the New Zealand Police and our justice system don't have the necessary tools to deal with those really high-risk offenders. Just on the back of the Nathan Bolter case in Christchurch, he's pleaded guilty, he'd served time already. His past victim had said he shouldn't be released. He was back in the street, he was known to be harassing another woman, and then the murder took place. What's your response to that? Are New Zealand police properly equipped to deal with those kind of 1% high-risk offenders?
Look, and I'm not familiar with the Bolton case, I can't speak in any detail to that, but I know how much work we have put in over the years to ensure that our investigators across the country are the best that they can be, that the partnerships that we put in place with NGOs, victim support and many, many other agencies outside of police, we worked really, really hard at that. We'll continue to work hard at that. It's critically important that we work together to support victims, and where opportunities are identified to be better, of course we need to listen to those. We need to learn from that where we can improve. But I know, and I said this from the beginning of my commissionership. Yes, we're law enforcement. We catch crooks. That's our job. But we've also got obligations alongside. In terms of victims, and we'll continue to work really hard at that. And I'm actually really proud of the work that my staff do with victims. Even this morning I've reached out to someone who wrote to me and said, I just want to thank New Zealand Police for the support and help that they gave me. And I know how hard my people work.
On the flip side to that though, it must be incredibly distressing when you do know someone has been in touch with the police expressing concerns about someone, and then the worst has happened and that person has died. Is it an area that you are prioritising or you're aware of as a concern?
Yes, it is. Yes, of course that is concerning, and I totally understand that. We put a tremendous amount of effort and work into prevention where opportunities are clear to us. We may not always get it right, but I know that my staff work really hard to get it right, and where something can be done differently or better with other agencies, it's not just all about us, then we'll take those opportunities as best we can.
Do you think it's in the public interest to continue pursuing
Yeah.
the harassment or the continued
Sure.
may not have continued had they been addressed in the first place?
Look, I'm very, very limited to what I can say on that. The police have instructed a criminal barrister to lead that for New Zealand Police. Obviously, just take a look at this week. It's not my job as the Commissioner or any other senior officer to interfere in anything. But one thing I can say, and I have done, is reassure myself that the processes that have been followed in that particular situation are the right ones, and I'm assured that they are. So I have to have that faith in the process, that it's a judicial process. I can't comment, I can't interfere, other than be confident that the right thing has been done.
Last time I spoke to you, you were talking about the Prime Minister's staffer who got into some trouble for his behaviour towards women.
Yeah.
And then there was a disconnection between police receiving that report and Parliament or the government knowing about it.
Yes.
We're seeing similar issues arise here where Mark Mitchell and other ministers are talking about what they can do, what they can't say, what they can learn about. Do you think that's an area that needs to be addressed?
Well, I mean, of course it was the previous leadership of New Zealand Police that did not elevate that particular situation. It wasn't me. I wasn't in New Zealand Police at the time. I was offshore. So it wasn't me, but as soon as I found out about that earlier this year, I did elevate that to the Minister under the no surprises policy. It's very, very important, and you can see why. It's very, very important that as Commissioner that I do support ministers and the government with the things that they need to know, and I did that in this case.
Commissioner, you're coming up on a year in the job almost. How would you reflect on the changes you've seen in police in that time? Maybe what are some of the highlights and some of the lowlights?
Yeah, look, it's been a tough year, but I tell you what, the tough times are significantly outweighed with the good times. I love this job. I love being a policeman. I love being a constable, and I love being the Commissioner. I've got a huge job to do, and I'll work really closely with my new leadership team to ensure that we steer the organisation in the right direction, that we're backing the front line, we're doing everything possible we can for them. But yeah, there's been some tough times this 12 months, but there always will be in policing. It's a tough job, and my job is to steer the organisation in the right direction. What I am feeling a good sense of, and even this week, is the number of my staff who have reached out to me, the public who have reached out to me, they said, keep doing what you're doing, it's all going in the right direction. Yes, we've all been let down by the events of this week and the former executive, no doubt about that, but actually the support is massive out there, and even today here at the graduation, the number of people that have come up to me and said, just keep doing what you're doing, because we are going from strength to strength. I know that trust and confidence externally matters, and so does it internally, and I know that my staff are feeling good about the direction we're heading in.
And just on you getting pulled over for speeding, I'm just
Yeah.
interested, could you paint a picture of what happened
Oh,
there?
what a
Were they shocked
shocker.
to see your face? Was it a bit
Yeah.
of surprise? Were they hesitant to
Well,
give you a ticket or anything?
I'm sure they were shocked to see me. I was shocked to see them, because it should never have happened, right? What an absolute shocker. But look, lots of people have had a lot of laughs at my expense over the last sort of 24 hours, and I don't blame them. What happened there was I was at a dog graduation. I had a lot on my mind. I was heading down State Highway 2. I saw a police car coming up behind me with lights and sirens, and I pulled over to the left, because that's what you do when you hear lights and sirens. And anyway, they pulled in behind me. I thought, oops, something's not right here. Anyway, I was doing 111. So I jumped out, shook the hands of the officers that were there. I said, I'm so sorry. And frankly, that's the worst part about this, is that I put my colleagues in that position and felt terrible about that. I should know better. I've got to own it. I said that on day one, accountability matters, especially in my job. In the old days, we used to get the paper ticket given to us, and you could pay it straight away. Not now. It's all, it comes to you in the mail. So as soon as it landed in my letterbox at home, I paid it, learned from it, and move on. I'm a human being.
Cool, that's all from me.
Good, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Right, thanks team, thanks for coming
so
along,
much.
and sorry
Thank
it took a little while to organise
No, that's
everyone,
all good.
but yeah, I appreciate the opportunity to chat.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
I noticed the little chuckle on your face when you asked me the speeding ticket
Yeah,
too. So,
someone had to. I was like, great, you can do it.
yeah, why not? Go.
Yeah,
That's
we
fine.
got some laughs out of it in the newsroom
I'm
too, to be
sure you
fair.
did.